Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to go over the Oneup Components V2 dropper post, some of the things I like about it and just generally some of the good things. So one of the big perks about the Oneup Components V2 dropper post, as you can see here, is the adjustability of it. It comes in 210, you can get 210mm, you can get a 180mm, 150mm and a 120mm, and they all come with these little metal shims that you can just pop in under this collar here, and you can step it down by 20mm. You get two of them, so you can drop it down by either, it does it in 10mm increments. So this is actually a 210, but it's a little bit too big to me, so I've put the shims in here and brought it down to a 190. So I'll go over that in a minute, how you actually do that. Stack here, the thickness that it comes in a 30.9, a 31.6 and a 34.9. I've got some notes here because I can't remember all these numbers, but so I've got that with it only supports internal cable routing. So down in here, the actuator is the gear cable, basically a gear cable, plugs into the bottom of it, and obviously it runs up there. And I've got it paired with a PNW remote. So you've got a bit of bling on there, got the little red, anodized red bit. But yeah, when I went to buy it, they didn't have the Oneup remotes in stock. So I got this PNW one, and it's, see if I can get that for you. It's just got a rubber, it's got that rubber on it. It's a really nice feel, and you know when you've got it. It's not, I know some of them, they're not too good. The only downside is I couldn't get it to go on the Shimano lever. If you get the Oneup remote, you can pick whether you have it on SRAM, Shimano, and then it just mounts onto here, which is basically what I've got. That's how I've got my derailleur shifter set up here, just mount straight on, which is very tidy, but it's not a big thing. But yeah, that's just one thing that I could have improved, is get it so it mounts onto there. One good thing, I don't think it affects me too much, because as you can see, this tube here, it goes straight down, but with some full suspension frames, I think Santa Cruz is one of them. There's quite a few where there's actually a kink, like it'll come more down here and then go back out again. So you need one. I say one of the perks of the Oneup dropper post is it's got a really short stack height. It doesn't really affect me because that goes straight down anyway. But if you had a frame where it was more come down here and then back in again, you'd obviously benefit massively from having the shorter stack height. So I've got my post quite far in, but on the back of here, inside the frame, it's got the little characters. I think it says Oneup Components. So if you have to take this out for servicing or anything, it's dead easy to know where to put it back in. I mean, for me personally, I'd know to just put it back in here where it's got the one. Should get it to focus. Yeah, here where it's got the one, I'd know just to put the seat post back in there. The first time I put this seat post in, I put it in too far. I put it all the way down, and then that and the combination of being too tight, when you use the remote to bring the seat up, it wouldn't go all the way up to the top. So if I just do it now, just push the seat down, you'll hear like a really satisfying noise, so you know that it's gone all the way up. But it wasn't doing that, it was stopping about 20mm off the top. So that's just a note. When you do fit it, I think it's about 6 Newton meters. You don't need this very tight, but yeah, it does say on it somewhere. So if you check the manual when you get it, it'll say the maximum torque to tighten it up to, but I must have had it too much because it wasn't popping all the way up. So going back to the remote for it, I was put off a little bit by the Oneup remotes. They were plastic, they were like plastic made, but now they're more of a like an aluminium one. So, but yeah, so the main reason I went for this is because the Oneup wasn't in stock, but it was in the back of my mind. I should have just got a PNW anyway, which is obviously why I did and didn't wait around. One thing to bear in mind with dropper seat posts is there can be quite a bit of play in terms of the seat moving left and right. But with this, I mean, I've only got it resting up against some coats there, but you can feel a very tiny amount. It looks worse on video because there's obviously nothing holding the bike properly, but that's that's barely noticeable, to be honest. That's nothing to complain about. So this is the 210mm dropper post, and the stack height from the clamp down into the frame is 297mm, which that obviously tells you it's quite short. But if you go onto the website, it varies. If you went with a 120mm dropper, the stack height again would be even smaller. So yeah, it's definitely worth. Check out the Oneup Components website, and that'll tell you all that there. When it comes to servicing the seat post, there's two. There's like a basic service where you just clean it and re-grease it. It does come with the grease in a little silver packet when you buy it. So yeah, there's two services. There's the basic one, and then there's the one where you can, a bit more. I think you can buy the cartridges that go inside it. So it's so easy to service. So the first thing I do is put the seat's fully extended now. So if you on the remote, obviously if you put the seat down, I'll put some weight on the seat, you put the seat down a little bit, and then this collar here, just twist it, and then that'll come up. If it is quite hard, the first time I did it, I put it on a bit hard, so I had to use like a wrench, but I put like a towel around it first. Okay, so that just pops up there, and then inside there's like a plastic, I don't know what you call it, like a plastic shim thing. So let me just pop this up. See there how it's come up. So the basic service is you just take this off. It's got the little break in the plastic there. You take that off, just clean it. I mean, I've only ridden it about 5 times since I've had it. So if you take that off, clean it all, and then the grease that they give you, just put it back around there and on this post here. And then those little gold pins, that's what comes with it to adjust the height. So it comes with 2, 4, 6, I think it comes with 7, it comes with a spare one, but each one of these that you can see is 10mm, and there's another one underneath it, so that's shimmed down by 20mm. So yeah, I haven't, because I've only ridden it about 5-6 times, I haven't looked into a full service. But before I bought the post, there was something that on their website that I read where you can basically, I think it might be like the air compressor inside that pushes the post back up. I think you can buy like the cartridges on their website, which is one good thing with Oneup Components, is that they're so easy to service that you can get all the parts, you can do it yourself. It's like the chain ring that I've got. The chain ring that I've got is, you've got 4 screws. So I did put this in a previous video where I went over all the bike parts. There's 4 screws where you can take the outer chain ring off. Just pop it that side. Yeah, there's 4 bolts there, and you can take them off, and you can swap your chain ring without taking the cranks off. So that's one good thing with Oneup Components. They always think about how you're going to service it in the future, how to make it easier for you. So I've not long built this bike, so I would take the gear cable out and show you how it goes in there, but I've cut it all to length and crimped the piece on the end there, so I don't really want to take all that off and cut it out. But say when I do swap it, I'll do another video when I swap this cable. I'm not quite sure how often you need to do them, to be honest. But yeah, inside here it comes with all the stuff to set it up. So it comes with a cable, comes with the hose in, and then it comes with like a little metal thing that goes on the end of the cable, which pulls the bottom of the seat post. So it's the bit with the metal circular end that connects to the bottom of the seat post. And then up here, this is pretty easy to set up, to be honest. I don't know if you can see under there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I'm just recording this on my phone because I didn't fancy lugging my big camera around. You can probably make that out. So the cable just comes straight out the end, and then it clamps onto there. You just screw it in. And so if anyone can recommend me a rear Shimano brake cable line to buy, when I fitted the rear brake, I fitted that on an old bike first, which was a lot shorter, and now this cable doesn't seem to be long. You can see it here, it's really tight. I mean, if I was to turn it that way, you can see how tight it goes. That's gonna, if I come off, that's gonna snap straight out the lever. But yeah, if you can recommend, I think I have seen some, they're about £20. But yeah, if you can recommend me one, just to make sure it's going to be up to the job. yeah, I definitely recommend going with a Oneup components dropper post. When I found this one, there was a short wait on it, but there's the demand for Oneup components, parts, accessories is, yeah, the demand's quite high, so you might have a couple of week wait, but it's definitely worth waiting over getting something else that's not as good. I was looking at getting a RockShox reverb one, but yeah, I heard that the Oneup seems to be better, so I went with that one. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you liked what you saw. But at the minute I'm stuck between whether to do car photography stuff or whether to do mountain bike content. So if you can let me know below what you want to see, and then I can venture off and do more of that particular subject. And take a note, there's my notes up there somewhere. There we are. I can't remember all the measurements, so that's it. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Bye.